ओम नमो विवस्वते ब्रह्मांडस्पते विष्णुतेजस्य जगत्सवित्रे शुचे सवित्रे कर्मदायिने ईश्वरको ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः। ओम जपपुष्प शंकाशं काश्यपेयं महादधिधासारिं सर्वपापं प्रणतस्मै दिवाकरम्। ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं बन्धातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ओम श्री श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम चंद्रकुलपत्रम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम इदं शुक्राणगतं श्री गुरुभ्यो निवेदयामि। Yang Rong Bong ओम इदं प्रार्थनं श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम इदं प्रार्थनं श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम इदं ताम्बूलं श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम इदं चन्दन पुष्पांजलि श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अखंडमंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम गं गीतगंधपुष्पे गं गणेशाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय गीतगंधपुष्पे शिवाय नमः। ओम गीतगंधपुष्पे श्री सूर्याय नमः। ओम नमो नारायणाय गीतगंधपुष्पे नारायणाय नमः। ओम ह्रीं गीतगंधपुष्पे जय दुर्गाय नमः। ओम केशगंधगणेशादि पंचदेवताभ्यो नमः। ओम इदं चन्दनपुष्पं गणेशादि पंचदेवताभ्यो नमः। ओम केशदीपो गणेशादि पंचदेवताभ्यो नमः। ओम केशदीपो गणेशादि पंचदेवताभ्यो नमः।
Good morning, dear devotees and friends. This Sunday morning, we are going to observe the Tithi Puja of Ma Sarada Devi. So, this Tithi Puja, let us begin with the pranam mantra of Ma Sarada Devi. Then afterwards, the whole program will be conducted by Shilpa Shankar. She is the MC of this program today. So please chant after me. You are having this paper? Yes. And the first one, the first page. Yathagni Dahika Shakti Ram Krishna Sthita Hiya Sarva Vidya Sarupam Saradam Pranamamyaham Saradam Pranamamyaham. Ma Sarada Devi, she is the bridge between the old tradition and the new tradition. That is the uniqueness in her life. And today we have invited some of the ladies, the scholars. They will be coming and giving us the idea of the whole life of Ma Sarada Devi. I request Shilpa Shankar to come.
Pranams to revered Swami Ishakmanandaji and to this grand congregation gathered here for Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi's Jayanti. My name is Shilpa Shankar and I'll be the MC of the program today, and I really look forward to our symposium today where we can reflect and gather together and continue to grow our love for our Ma. We'll start with two prayers. Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagat Gurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhuru, which translates, O Mother Sarada Devi, O Sri Ramakrishna, the spiritual teacher of the world, we take refuge at both of your lotus feet and bow down to you again and again. Om Bhutani Sarada Bhuvanani Sarada Striyo Narasya Api Pashuncha Sarada Yad Yad Hi Drishyam Kalushaiva Sarada Sarada Swarupa Aparam Na Kinchit, which translates, every being is Sarada, Every place is Sarada. Every woman, man, and animal is Sarada. Whatever we see are all Sarada. There's nothing other than Sarada. So today, at the Vivekananda Vedanta Center of Chicago, we are celebrating Sarada Devi's 171st birth anniversary with the Shodashopachara Puja, or a 16-item ritual worship, and concurrently a symposium on Shri Sarada Devi, or Ma, as we reflect together on her life throughout the years in her various roles as a child, as a wife, as a disciple, a mother, a guru, or a spiritual teacher, and a leader. So, just before we begin the symposium, we gently remind you to please turn off your cell phones, or put it on silent, in respect for the puja offering, and also in respect for our wonderful speakers. Also, for the young audience members, and those who are young at heart, we also encourage you to listen very carefully to remember all the divine qualities of Ma Sarada. It is my honor and privilege to introduce 6 Devis who are gifted in their own right and will be offering their reflections on Holy Mother. We'll also have Swami Ishakmananda Maharaj to sing devotional hymns together on Ma Sarada as part of the symposium. So to get started, our first speaker is Dr. Mandi, or Minnie Gaina. Minnie was born and raised in India, and at an early age she was exposed to different religions. Minnie is a practicing dentist, and she applies a holistic approach to healing through meditation, diet, exercise, and selfless service. Minnie will be speaking today on the unique childhood. Please come. Welcome, Minnie.
Respected Maharaji, dear friends and family, by the grace of Divine Mother and the spiritual saints, I humbly stand before you all to speak about the unique childhood of Sarada Devi, the Divine Mother, as we celebrate her birth anniversary together. Sarada Devi, also known as Holy Mother. She was born on December 22nd, 1853, in Jairampati, a small village in the Bankura district of West Bengal, India. Her childhood was spent in a traditional Indian rural setting. She belonged to a poor Brahmin family, and her parents were Ramachandra Mukhopadhyay and Shyamasundari Devi. The birth and early years of Sarada Devi were marked by a blend of simplicity and humility and piety, and her early indications of spiritual nature. Her life would later unfold as a remarkable journey, contributing significantly to the spiritual landscape of India. The early signs of spirituality in Sarada Devi became apparent through her behavior and activities during her early childhood, such as meditation and prayer. Even as a child, Sarada Devi displayed a natural inclination towards meditation and prayer. Her engagement in these spiritual practices at a young age indicated an early connection with the divine. Also, deep contemplation. Sarada Devi was often found in moments of deep contemplation, reflecting a thoughtful and introspective nature. This early introspection laid the groundwork for her later profound spiritual insights. Then, compassion for living beings. There are stories of Sarada Devi's kindness towards animals, particularly stray dogs. Her compassionate behavior towards all living beings hinted at a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of life. And finally, by nature, she would be happy and content with herself, and she would not mix with other children during play. In later days, the Holy Mother related this childhood experience by saying, "During my younger days, when I was engaged in various chores all alone, a girl of my age would come and join me to help in my work. She would laugh and crack jokes, but if someone else appeared there, she would immediately disappear." During her childhood, formal education for girls was not the norm. Instead, her education primarily involved traditional household skills and responsibilities. Even though she attended school occasionally, she learned to read much later in life. She also used to attend folk songs and dramas, which were very popular in the villages. Hearing such discourses with rapt attention, Mother learned many slokas by heart. In her adult life, she used these slokas in the appropriate places. This shows that whenever Mother got an opportunity to learn, she utilized it fully. At the age of 5, Sarada Devi's family arranged her marriage to Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, a prominent mystic and saint. However, the marriage was not consummated until Sarada Devi reached puberty. After the marriage, she continued to live with her parents for several years. So, what can we learn from this unique childhood of the Holy Mother? First, innate spirituality. Spiritual inclinations can manifest from a young age, and that one's spiritual journey can start early in life. Second, simplicity and humility. Her childhood teaches us that a grounded and unpretentious upbringing can lay the foundation for a life of spiritual depth. Third, compassion. Her life serves as a lesson in the importance of kindness and empathy towards animals and human beings. And finally, early foundations matter. The early signs of spirituality in Sarada Devi underscores the importance of early influences in shaping one's character and spiritual inclinations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Devi. Even as a child, Ma Sarada exemplified all the qualities of the divine, with her gentleness, her warm ability to be a caretaker, not only to family, but to all the living beings. And what a wonderful connection to nature and universe. So our next speaker is Dr. Medika Paul. Medika is a sleep medicine physician by profession, as well as a Kashmiri Pandit. She has an interest in Vedanta philosophy and has been associated with the Vedanta Society in the Ramakrishna Order for the past 3 years. Medika will be speaking on Mother as a dedicated wife.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk today on this auspicious occasion. A lot of Ma Sarada's qualities resemble my own mother's qualities, so it's a double privilege for me to talk on this topic today, and it's a tribute to my mother as well, in a way. Mother as a dedicated wife. Holy Mother, as we call her, Sri Sarada Devi was only 5 years old when she got married to Sri Ramakrishna, who was 23 years old then. Such marriages were a common thing in Bengal during those days. It is said that once, when Sarada Devi was 2 years old, she was taken by her relatives to a neighboring village to see a religious festival. Ramakrishna was present there as well. One of the ladies in the group teasingly asked Sarada, "Who among these boys will you marry?" Sarada, with her tiny little finger, pointed straight to Ramakrishna. At this, the women had a good laugh and exclaimed, "Oh, you're going to marry that mad boy?" No one at that time knew it would come true after all. A few years later, when Sri Ramakrishna's family was looking for a bride for him, they were frustrated as no one could agree to give their daughter to him. Ramakrishna at that time had a reputation of having mental breakdown and behaving weirdly at his job as a priest at Dakshineshwar temple. Sri Ramakrishna is said to have come to his family's rescue himself in one of his ecstatic moods, told them, "Why are you looking here and there? Go to Jairambadi and there is Ramachandra Mukherjee's home, and there you'll find a bride reserved for me." Sri Sarada Devi was destined to be Ramakrishna's spiritual consort. She was the one to carry his message of oneness forward in the world and guide us all in our spiritual upliftment. After their wedding in 1858, Sri Ramakrishna went back to Dakshineshwar and little Sarada went back to her parents' home. However, she would come back to Kamarpukur, that was her in-laws' place, and in her husband's absence. In 1867, when she was 14 years old, Sarada was at her in-laws and Ramakrishna visited his home at that time. He had finished his sadhana and was well established in God consciousness. During that time, remembering his duty towards his wife, he started to instruct her in various worldly matters. Sri Ramakrishna, worldly actually and spiritual matters both. Sri Ramakrishna knew that in later years, Sarada Devi would act as a spiritual teacher. He taught her about the transient nature of the world. He asked her to cultivate detachment from the impermanent objects and develop devotion to God, who alone is real and eternal. Sri Sarada Devi keenly learned and grasped all that was taught to her. After spending a year in Kamarpukur, Sri Ramakrishna returned back to Dakshineshwar. Few more years later, news of his strange behavior and madness started to come to Kamarpukur again. At that time, Sri Sarada Devi decided to go to Dakshineshwar to take care of her husband. When she reached Dakshineshwar, instead of getting annoyed with her presence, Ramakrishna greeted her pleasantly and with respect. Sarada Devi spent about 9 to 10 months at Dakshineshwar during that time. And in that visit, mostly stayed with Ramakrishna in his room. One day Ramakrishna asked her, trying to test her, "Have you come here to drive me down to the worldly life?" She replied, "Why would I do that? I have come here to help you in realizing your spiritual ideal." Master was moved by her answer and was comfortable in asking her to sleep in the same bed as his. Despite being in close physical contact, both were so immersed in spiritual bliss that the desire for worldly enjoyment never aroused in them. Sri Ramakrishna, convinced of her purity, was eager to awaken her spirituality fully. On June 5, 1872, he did that by worshipping her as goddess Shodashi. At the end of this worship, Master put his rosary prostrated in front of her, surrendering the fruits of his austerities and himself to her feet. By this, he symbolized offering everything that he had to the Divine Mother, manifest in the form of Sarada Devi. Sri Sarada Devi followed all that her husband taught her and wanted her to be. She proved to be a true Sahadharmini, fellow seeker in the higher values of life. She molded herself into the footsteps of her husband and thus became perfect ideals of both married state and monastic values. Next 13 years of her life, from 1872 to 1885, when Sarada Devi lived in Dakshineshwar, she stayed in a small room in a building called Nahaba, the music tower. The room was only 50 square feet area, with no windows, a small door of 4 feet by 2 feet. This is where she kept her belongings and worshipped during the day. This room was so small that people would comment, "She's in exile like Sita." The discomfort of a small space was of no bother to her. Her day would start at 3 a.m. in the morning. She would take a bath in River Ganga, come back to her room to do her japa and meditation for a few hours before starting her household duties. She used to enjoy attending the master's meetings. Sri Ramakrishna's stomach was delicate and wouldn't handle temple food well. She would cook for him daily with utmost care so he doesn't fall sick. She would also clean his room, wash his dishes and clothes, etc. She was there to serve her husband, in whom she saw an embodiment of God himself. During the time, Master's mother was also living in Dakshineshwar. Sarada Devi attended to her as well with meticulous care. Sarada Devi took upon the responsibility of feeding all the devotees that came to Master at that time as well. It is said that she made chapatis out of 7 pounds of wheat flour and countless beetle rolls every day. There were times when she would not be able to see Master for weeks together, as he would be constantly visited and surrounded by his devotees. She would stand for hours behind a small hole in the screen of her porch, from where she could see him at a distance and listen to his singing. She witnessed him going into spiritual moods from time to time, where he would lose consciousness of outside world completely. One such time, this happened at night, and he did not come to the normal plane of consciousness for a long time. This really frightened her. Since she did not know when he would go into samadhi at night, she used to stay awake all night. She not only proved herself to be a devoted wife, but also a true disciple, putting everything she learned into practice. The days of bliss at Dakshineshwar did not last long for Sarada Devi. In 1885, Master developed soreness in his throat, which was later diagnosed as cancer. He stayed ill and needed extra care. He was taken from Dakshineshwar to Shampur and later to Kasipur for his care. In both places, Sarada Devi accompanied him. He continued to take care of his personal needs tirelessly. She would cook for him, as well as large amount of meals to be served to the young devotees who lived there and who visited Master during that time. Sri Ramakrishna's passing left a deep wound in Mother's heart. Few weeks after this event happened, with encouragement from other devotees, she decided to go on a pilgrimage to some places in North. After coming back from there, she performed austerities of 5 fires where she sat in between, surrounded by 5 pillars, fasting from sunrise to sunset. The pilgrimage and austerity made her ready for spiritual leadership of the movement her husband had started. She became the first disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Mother served Master, her husband, when she was alive, and even after his passing away from this physical plane, she served his command of bringing light to the people. She took upon full responsibility of being mother to all the devotees. Just like a mother in a family cares for her children, she took care of everyone who sought her refuge. She showered unconditional love and blessings on everyone. She was mother and guru in one. Today, on this day, celebrating her Janam Tithi, we pay tribute to our Divine Mother, who was embodiment of compassion and purity, Supreme Goddess, Shakti herself.
Thank you so much, Menaka. And what a great reminder of Ma Sarada as the ever-loving and supportive wife of Sri Ramakrishna as a true Sahadharmini. And it's amazing that she had such conviction at such a young age at her path of being who was to be her husband, her spiritual partner, and her lifelong caretaking for him and all of the disciples. And so what a wonderful speech. Thank you very much. So next, I'll call upon Swamiji to join in leading a chorus, singing devotional hymns on Ma.
Thank you.
those who have visited the Dakshineshwar, so you can remember when they were mentioning about the Nahava, the small room where Mother stayed, and both of you are very well spoken, and we are expecting others also the same way. And this is a meditation. Now let us offer the flower at the feet of the Divine Mother with this chanting, Suprabhatam. Sri Sarada Devi Suprabhatam. There's the third one, first page. First page. Repeat after me. Mata samasta jagatam paramam sapumsaha Shakti Swarupini Shive Karunatra Chitte Lokasya Shoka Samanaya Kritavatare Sri Saradestu Shivade Tava Suprabhatam. Suprabhatam, good morning. So when we will be uttering this again and again, try to imagine that you are offering yellow color flower at the feet of the Divine Mother. The Mother loved yellow color, the yellow color flowers at her feet. Balle bhavasya tamasa Parihara itre Leela manushya vapushetha Gadadharaya Datte tadarpita dhyapta Samasta viddhi Sri Saradestu Shivade Tava Suprabhatam Vallat Pare Vayasi Bhaktari Sampraviktam Unmatta Ituruchitam Abadhuya Partam Kardarshana Kramita Durgam Adura Marge Sri Rama Krishna Daite Tava Suprabhatam Sannyasinam Pratimaviksha Chanudi Jani Sevar Pritatrikalane Parishuddha Chitte Tatsadhanascharamasimni Samarpitangre Sri Rama Krishna Parameshwari Suprabhatam Yami Vachatma Janani Bhavatarinim cha Seva Param Tubudhe Gururasta Vedaha Tasya Samasta Jagatosya Sharanamurte Sri Rama Krishna Daite Tava Suprabhatam आवृत्तनिं परमिकां प्रकृतिं स्वकीयां संसारिणी बहुदुःख जले भवाब्धौ सर्वं सहेश्रितजनो उद्धरणैकदीक्षे श्रीरामकृष्ण दैते तव सुप्रभातम् ज्ञेयस्य मार्जनविदो मम कर्म शान्ति नायत्त शङ्कर करणै क्रियमाणमेवम् आकक्षिकोक्तिवृदित अखिलशक्तिरूपे श्रीरामकृष्ण दैते तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीरामकृष्ण दैते तदधीन सत्त्वे तद्भक्तवृन्द विनिमुक्तिदात्री तद्भावरक्तहृदये तदभिन्न तत्त्वे मातः समस्त जगताम् तव सुप्रभातम् मातः समस्त जगताम् तव सुप्रभातम् तव सुप्रभातम्
Comes from a family with strong traditional links to the Ramakrishna mission in India. Her father, Amiya Kumar Basu, had devoted many years to the legal affairs of the mission. Amita has been living in Chicago since 1989 with her husband and 2 sons. Amita will be speaking today on Mother as a Disciple.
I did not write this by myself. My sister-in-law, Dr. Sarada, helped me with the script. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you everyone for coming here today and listening to us. Srimar Sarada Devi as disciple. India has a long tradition of Guru Shishya Parampara or master-disciple hierarchy, whereby the disciple is initiated into the spiritual life by the Guru. Srimar Sarada Devi was Ramakrishna's first disciple as well as his wife and companion. At the same time, can we also dare suggest that Ramakrishna too, in a way, was a follower because he considered her to be his power. He himself has been quoted as saying, "She is my power. Without her, I cannot lift a finger." He was further heard to say that Goddess Kali Saraswati Lakshmi, had manifested in the present age as Sri Sarada Devi. On Holoharini Kali Puja night in 1812, Sri Ramakrishna worshipped Sarada Devi as a living goddess, the Divine Mother, his own Ishta Devata, Kali. This was the very year that she joined her husband at Dakshineshwar and was initiated by him as his Shishya. From this point, she was elevated from being Sarada to Sri Ma, the Holy Mother, the Eternal Mother. This brings a different dimension to the Guru-Shishya relationship, whereby the disciple is also the object of bhakti by the Guru. To relate another incident, once, when Sarada Ma was massaging his feet, she asked him about what he thought of her. He explained to her that the same mother, Bhavatarini, Kali, that was in the Dakshineshwar temple, and the same mother that had given him birth, was now sitting before him holding his feet. Sri Sarada Devi, a simple village girl who became the befitting consort of Sri Ramakrishna, was a woman with the intimate spiritual strength and discipline to be his wife, disciple, and later the guiding spirit behind his mission and vision following his death. Ma Sarada got married when she was only 5 years old to Ramakrishna, who was 23 at that time. As for the customs of the time, she stayed on in a paternal home. At the age of 18, she set off on her own for Dakshineshwar to be with her husband. When she reached Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna had already taken sannyasa. The vows of renunciation, including celibacy and a life dedicated to spirituality and prayers in search of the Godhead. He initiated his wife to a life of spiritual discipline, one from which she never deviated. It is interesting that she never questioned him about his choice of sannyas. Instead, when Ramakrishna asked her why she had come, she replied without hesitation that she had come to help him in his chosen path, which she well knew meant any abandonment of any hope of a normal conjugal life for the path of spiritual attainment. It would not have been very easy, and this is where the discipline comes in. She later said, if you practice spiritual discipline for some time in a solitary place, you will find that your mind has become strong, and then you can live in any place or society without being in the least affected by it. When the plant is tender, it should be hedged around. But when it has grown big, not even the cows and goats can injure it. Spiritual practices in a solitary place are essential. To quote two more of her sayings, forbearance is a great virtue. There is no other like it. And the second, the purpose of one's life is fulfilled only when one is able to give joy to others. Taken together, these sayings can perhaps give us a glimpse of how she disciplined herself to being the perfect disciple to a great spiritual guru who was also her husband. We know little about the kind of instructions or teaching imparted to her by Sri Ramakrishna, since she has not spoken about them. But we do know that under his guidance, she practiced japa and meditation with great intensity every day, in the morning and at night. Through meditation, she reached a degree of spiritual exaltation early in life when she was at Dakshineshwar. But she was too modest, too unassuming to speak of any experiences that would glorify her in the eyes of the others, then or later. In fact, she remained a devoted disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, whom she considered akin to God. In her words, he was God eternal and absolute, and to serve him, she said, was to worship God. Mental purity made her non-judgmental of others. Sarada Ma gave refuge to women whom society had cast aside. Ignoring the restrictions of the orthodox society of those days, she accepted Western women disciples of Swami Swami Vivekananda, who came to Kolkata as her daughters. Although she had grown up in a conservative agrarian society without any access to modern education, she held progressive views. Hence, she wholeheartedly supported Swami Vivekananda in his plans to rejuvenate India and uplift the masses and women. She was closely associated with the school for girls started by Devi, a foreigner who would not have been accepted into the conservative Indian society had it not been for Sarada Devi, who welcomed her into her fold, saying that her inside was as white and pure as her outside. In a letter to Sarada, Sister Nivedita once wrote, "Surely you are the most wonderful thing of God. Sri Ramakrishna's own chalice of his love for the world, and later called her one of the strongest and greatest of women." Sri Ramakrishna had asked her to continue his mission after his death and wanted his disciples not only to make any distinction between himself and her. Swami Vivekananda held her in high esteem. When he was planning to come to Chicago to participate in the Parliament of Religions, he wrote to Sarada to seek her opinion, and it was only after he received her blessings he decided to embark on the journey. When Ramakrishna Mission was started, she played an important role as the advisory head of a nascent organization. Till the very end, she remained a devoted disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, a singular and amazing relationship. She often spoke of herself as his handmaid, an instrument, as one of the many seekers who found refuge at his feet. When a devotee asked her advice, she said, "I do not know anything. I repeat only what I have heard from the Master. Read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and you will know all you need." To another who asked her blessing, she said, "The Master will bless you." Moreover, she also stated, Sri Ramakrishna is the Supreme God as the Supreme Goddess. He is the essence of all mantras and the embodiment of all deities. She carried Sri Ramakrishna's picture everywhere and worshipped it daily, seeing in it his living presence. Once she remarked that one should not make a distinction between the physical body and its shadow in a picture. She talked intimately with the Master and fed him in the picture. She was indeed his ideal Shishya. But one cannot end without citing some of Ramakrishna's thoughts about his Shishya wife. Once, seeing Latu Maharaj meditating in the Panchavati, he said to him, "You fool, the deity whom you are contemplating is working herself to death by scouring pots and pans." She is a unique example of an ideal disciple, Shahadurpini, or his complementary, as well as a mother who taught by example to Sri Ramakrishna's countless disciples. Before his death, Sri Ramakrishna told her that she would have to bring light to deluded people groping in the darkness, thus passing on the mantle of his spiritual leadership to his disciple wife, whom he had initiated into spiritual life. This was a blessed relationship indeed, where the Shishya saw her Guru as the essence of all mantras, and the Guru viewed his Shishya as his deity. Her last statement also, made to a devotee before her death, eloquently summed up not only her own life of silent, loving service, but also how she wanted us to live. "But let me tell you one thing," she said. "If you want peace of mind, do not find fault with others. Rather, see your own faults. Learn to make the world your own. No one is a stranger, my child. The whole world is your own." This is a profound statement. Sri Ramakrishna used to say that a white cloth takes the color of a dye in which it is soaked. So, if we soak our mind to the dye of the other's faults, it will become tainted with those very faults we see in others. Mother counseled her devotees to look inside their own selves. By doing so, they will discover that some of the faults they see in others are in them too. That will make them humble, forgiving, sympathetic, and understanding. She also counseled everybody to regularly practice spiritual disciplines like prayers, repetition of God's names, and meditation. This was the essence of both Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Sharadama's lives and teaching for us ordinary mortals. Thank you, and I will end with a verse of the Guru Pranam Mantra. A Guru can awaken us from the darkness of ignorance by applying to us the balm of knowledge or awareness of the Supreme. I salute such a Guru. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amrita. And thank you for sharing with us Ma Sarada being the very first disciple of Guru Sri Ramakrishna, and her steadfast dedication to her Guru, the forbearance and discipline in which she had spiritual practice, and her surrender to the divine, which enabled her to engage in all worldly activities with such a spiritual connection. And also what a wonderful reminder of Ma's Shakti, or Prakriti. Thank you again. So next we welcome Kakali Dasgupta. Kakali had called Chicago home since 2007 and has been associated with the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago since that time. She received her initiation from Swami Swahananda Maharaj in Los Angeles, the head of the Southern California Center. And Kakali will be speaking on the motherhood of mother.
Pranam Shamiji and the assembled everybody here. Thank you for this opportunity today to speak about the Holy Mother in the context of, as we know her, the Mother. And it almost seems to me as I'm trying to capture the vastness of the ocean in a small bottle of water. In a small bottle, but I'll try. Growing up in a Bengali household in Kolkata, the presence of Holy Mother, or Sri Sri Ma, as she was reverentially called, was never far from us. Her calm gaze looked upon us, either from the mantles of home or from within the household puja room. Her iconic picture with the long flowing hair was also very familiar. Oftentimes I would see my own mother look a lot like that in her sari, with her long hair flowing down one side of her shoulders. Thus, Sarada Devi, or Sri Sri Ma, had a natural place of love and familiarity in my heart. It was much later that I found out how universal the sway of her love is for all her children. In her own words, she defined herself as Ami Ma, Shakulen Ma. I am mother, everybody's mother. But how did somebody born in a pious but very simple family in rural Bengal in 1853 attain this stature? It was by destiny. She was predestined to become the perfect spiritual consort of Thakur Sri Ramakrishna and carry forth his teachings in a maternal attitude, or Matri Bhava. After her marriage at a very young age, Sri Ramakrishna started preparing young Sarada for the role she had to fulfill after his passing. This included not only spiritual education on how to live a life of devotion and purity, but also practical education on social interactions with family members and others. When Sarada Devi was 19, on the very auspicious day of Kalika Puja, Sri Ramakrishna worshipped her as a form of the universal goddess. by performing Shoroshi Puja. At the end of the puja, he offered flower offerings at her feet and awakened the latent Shakti in her that would make it possible for her to continue his work as Jagrati Janani, Mother of God. As the young devotees started coming to Dakshineshwar, drawn by the presence and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, the Holy Mother dedicated herself to their well-being by cooking for them and looking after them with as much care and attention as any mother would. From her small room behind Sri Ramakrishna's room in Dakshineshwar, she would hear Thakur asking Narendra to stay over. Immediately, she would start preparing a very simple meal of roti and cholar dal, or split Bengali gram, because Naren loved this preparation. A young boy named Sarada, who later became Swami Trigunatitananda in monastic life, used to come to visit Thakur against his family's wishes, and quite frequently he did not have the money to go back home. Thakur would always tell him to go by Sri Sima's room, also known as the Nahwa, and the young boy would find the coins he needed for his return journey left by the doorside by the mother. Over and over again, reading the accounts of those fortunate enough to come into contact with Sri Sima, one is struck by how similar their experiences were. They all felt her overwhelming kindness and care. They all mentioned the peace and joy that come from being in her presence and could not wait to relive that experience again. According to these first-hand accounts, the addressing of Sarada Devi as mother was not merely a sign of respect. All those who met her became aware of an overwhelming maternal quality in her. After the passing of Sri Ramakrishna, the presence of Holy Mother kept the association of young men together and gave them a sense of renewed faith and purpose. As Ramakrishna Math and Mission became an established monastery through the superhuman efforts of Swami Vivekananda and other brother monks, Sarada Devi continued to be the heart of the organization, revered by all as Sri Sri Ma, or simply Ma, Mother. As Swami Vivekananda said, Mother, I know this. With your blessings, there will be a lot more Narayans in this world. But there is only one mother like you in this world and none other. Sister Nivedita, who had a special closeness with the mother, said this about her. Dearest mother, you are full of love. Your love is constant and surreal. It does not have the excess of sentiment and emotion like we mortals have. Instead, the calmness of your love is otherworldly. It is full of peaceful benevolence and grace, and never hurts anyone. Truly, you are God's greatest gift. Swami Nikhilananda, Ma's direct disciple, wrote, though she had no children of the flesh, she had many of the spirit. In Sarada Ma's own words, I am your true mother, a mother not by virtue of being your guru's wife, nor by way of empty talk, but truly the mother. And again, I am the mother of the virtuous as well as the wicked. Surrounded by legions of her worshipful followers, the words of Thakur were thus fulfilled. Once Thakur consoled his mother-in-law, who was upset that her daughter did not have any children of her own, by saying, your daughter will be called Ma by so many people that she will tire of hearing of it. Of course, our mother will never tire of hearing from her children. My Guru Swami Shwananda Maharaj Ji once told me, whatever you want to ask for, ask mother. Thakurer kache kichu chaibe na. Do not ask Thakur for anything material. We are emboldened by the fact that the mother herself has said, my son, if a thorn pricks your foot, it hurts me like a spear entering my heart. Never fear. Wherever you are in distress, just say to yourself, I have a mother. And again, if my son wallows in the dust or mud, It is I who have to wipe off all the dirt and take him in my lap. Her advice to her children was simple. If you want peace, do not find fault with others. Rather, see your own faults. Learn to make the whole world your own. No one is a stranger, my child. The whole world is your own. In the words of Khalil Gibran, the most beautiful word on the lip of mankind is the word mother, and the most beautiful call is the call of my mother. It is a word full of hope and love, a sweet and kind word coming from the depths of the heart. The mother is everything. She is our consolation in sorrow, our hope in misery, and our strength in weakness. She is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. Doesn't this fully capture the essence of Sri Sarada Devi and her motherhood? As her devotees, we are fortunate to receive the benediction and grace that flows from her to all her children and provides them with the source of strength and guidance through life. On this auspicious day of Sri Srima's Tithi Puja, I offer my heartfelt homage at the feet of Ma Sarada, our dearest mother. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful to think about mother in such a comprehensive, loving way, and to really think about mother who that special bond, that deep bond of unconditional, ever loving, ever forgiving, ever accepting. It was really, really exemplified in this speech today. So thank you very much. So next, I'll call upon Swamiji to please to lead us in chorus on devotional hymns on love.
You sing the song that is the second page, Vaikunta Hote Lakshmi. Page 2, I see here. Please repeat after me. বৈকুণ্ঠ হতে লক্ষ্মী এলো পৃথিবীর এই মাটিতে বৈকুণ্ঠ হতে লক্ষ্মী এলো পৃথিবীর এই মাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে বৈকুণ্ঠ হতে লক্ষ্মী এলো পৃথিবীর এই মাটিতে বৈকুণ্ঠ হতে লক্ষ্মী এলো পৃথিবীর এই মাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে গ্রামখানি যে ধন্য হলো মায়ের চরণ ধুলিতে 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 জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে 1268 কোষ মায়ের আবির্ভাব মায়ের রে দূর করিতে ত্রিতাপশকতা দুঃখীর ঘরে জন্ম নিল ভক্ত জন তারাতে জয় রাম বাটিতে জয় রাম বাটিতে অতি পেল জগৎ গুরু Ram Krishna Naam, Charone Sharone Tar, Mile Param Dham Go, Mile Param Dham, Ramchandra Pita Mae, Shama Devi Mata, Amodarer tire elo, Jagateri Mata. This river named Amodar, not Damodar. Not Damodar, it is Amodar. It's a small river. Ramchandra Pita Mae, Shama Devi Mata. What is the name of the father of Man? Ramchandra. And name mother is Shama Devi. Only song is not, you are learning. Ramchandra Pita Mae, Shama Devi Mata, Amodarer tire elo, Jagateri Mata, Mohamaya elo jere, Bhakti Prem Pilate, Mohamaya elo jere, Bhakti Prem Pilate, Jai Ram Bhatite, Jai Ram Bhatite, Jai Ram Bhatite, Jai Ram Bhatite.
Thank you, Swamiji. So our next speaker is Dr. Devi Law. Devi graduated from Jadavpur University in Kolkata, and she received her PhD from the University of Minnesota. She is currently a senior research fellow at AbbVie Pharmaceuticals. Devi has been exposed to Belur Math in the Ramakrishna order at a very young age. Her father and mother received initiation from Swami Gambhirananda Maharaj and Swami Bhuteshananda Maharaj, respectively. Devilina also received her initiation from Swami Ranganathananda Maharaj. Please welcome Devilina, and she'll be speaking on the topic of Mother as a Guru.
Thank you, Shilpa, for that kind introduction. And thank you to Swami Ishapanandaji for giving me this opportunity today. Not only did he give me the opportunity, he also directed me to Swami Gambhirananda Maharajji's book, Holy Mother, Sri Sarada Devi, as a resource for this talk. While reading the book has been a huge learning experience for me, I am keenly aware that there are many of us here today who are very familiar with the material. So my hope is, for the next 10 minutes, that I will be touching on a few incidences from Mother's life that you got fond of, and thus make this 10 minutes worthwhile.
我们说
And thus make this 10 minutes worthwhile.
好。
And thus make this 10 minutes worthwhile.
我们说好。
And thus make this 10 minutes worthwhile.
我们说好。
And Although I relied heavily on the recommended book, Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, I have also taken snippets from In the Company of Holy Mother by her direct disciples. Sri Saradamani Devi, who otherwise appears as an ordinary person like us, is portrayed by Swami Gambhirananda Maharaj Ji through the various chapters of the book as the mother, the guru, and the deity, all blended in a finely integrated and harmonized life. I'd like to spend the next couple of minutes highlighting these three aspects. Amjad, a Muslim robber, would always call Saradamani Devi mother, and she reciprocated with her love and kindness. To Radhu, her niece, she has been known to say, as Sharad is my child, so also is Amjad. Sharad was Swami Saradananda, a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and the secretary of Ramakrishna Mission, while Amjad a criminal. Yes, she was a mother to all. Guru. Swami Premananda pointed out that the master used to pick and choose his disciples. And what do we see in the mother? She gives shelter to all. Those who came for initiation were seldom rejected, and some pure souls were given initiation without even asking. She used to say, Master is sending me these candidates. Or, it's the Master who graciously blesses them. I am only his instrument. Swayed sometimes by pity and compassion, and at other times by inspiration, Mother would be a guru, imparting mantra and guidance to hundreds of disciples. Swami Vivekananda refused initiation to Surendranath Sen by letting him know that he was destined to be initiated by someone mightier. Disappointed, Surendranath Sen went home. Later, he had a dream that he was being initiated by a woman. A few years later, while visiting Jairambati during Durga Puja, he was initiated by Mother. After the initiation, Mother asked if the mantra matched the one in his dream. Yes, many who encountered her and many who have studied her life in depth recognizes her to be a deity. But my topic today is Mother as Guru. I have always considered the word Guru to mean teacher, especially an intellectual guide or a spiritual guide, a person who removes darkness by imparting knowledge. But through the study of Holy Mother, I came to learn true spiritual guru is a savior. A savior who through love accepts the entire responsibility of the disciple and often removes their sins and bad karma. Mother said Sri Ramakrishna had cancer because he accepted the sins of Girish. Similarly, we see evidence of Mother suffering as she took the responsibility of redeeming her disciples' souls. About the power of mantra and taking over the sins, the Mother said to Rashbihari, energy is transferred through a mantra. Gurus go to the disciple and the disciples to the guru. That's how sin is accepted through imparting of mantra and the body gets so many diseases. It's hard to be a guru. One has to take a share if a sin is committed by a disciple. If the disciple does good, guru is benefited. February 1913. One time, Swami Brahmananda refused initiation to 3 men because of their sins and apparently told them that they could go to Mother if they wanted.
When the three men came to Jairambati, mother sat with her legs crossed and refused initiation, recognizing their bad karma. However, the men cried, and finally, after being asked the third time, she did initiate them out of pity and compassion. A few days later, Swami Brahmananda was sitting facing the river Ganges with Swami Premananda, Swami Shivananda, and Swami Saradananda when he heard about the incidents. After a long silence, Swami Premananda heaved a sigh and uttered, "We can't express in words the poison she has accepted. If we had done so, we would have been burned down to ashes." Then there were other circumstances when the candidate was so suitable that mother felt inspired to initiate. Mother, while convalescing in Kolkata, a Parsi youth came and implored her for mantra so that he could have God realization. Swami Brahmachari Rashbihari, who was with her, intervened because of her health. Mother sent him to Sarak Maharaj for permission. When Brahmachari returned with Swami's unquestionable consent, he found mother had already made arrangement for the initiation of the youth. Mother knew. If the candidate inspired mother, she did not take time, place, or circumstance into consideration. Once mother was at Vishnupur station waiting for a train to Kolkata when a porter cried out to her and fell at her feet weeping. After consoling him, mother gave him initiation there at that platform. The book has many such stories of mother's motivation for being a guru, as well as her dedication to redeeming the souls of those she accepted as her disciple. But in the last few seconds, I wanted to switch gear. Mother was very clear on the efficacy of japa and mantra. She insisted mantra had to be repeated for at least most of her disciples, that the japa had to be repeated 108 times, 2 times a day, every single day. She pointed out that such practice calms the restless mind. She also pointed out that through japa and austerity, the bondage of karma is cut. However, God realization occurs only through devotion and love, giving Krishna and cowherds as example. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Devolina. And what a wonderful way to see Holy Mother as Trinity herself, as a mother, guru, and deity. That was a really wonderful explanation. So our final speaker for the symposium today is Pushpa Siddhakavi. Pushpaji is a long-standing devotee and volunteer at the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago. And if I may affectionately also call her Annapurneshwari Ma, for the generous food preparation she offers at nearly every event, whether at the Ganges Retreat Center in Michigan, the Home of Harmony in Chicago, or here at the Homer Glen Ashram. Pushpaji will be sharing the topic, Mother as the Head of the Monastic Order.
Pranam Swamiji and dear friends. Sri Sarada Devi is a wonderfully unique personality in our religious history. She was a wife, a caring mother to many, and a spiritual teacher of great wisdom. Her life was a perfect example of integrating the most mundane and the highest levels of spirituality. She exemplified how to spiritualize commonplace actions and how to be practical in spiritual matters. She played a very important role in the Ramakrishna movement. It will not be an overstatement to say that she was the real power behind the Ramakrishna movement and mission. Swami Vivekananda himself said, she is the Sangha Devi. The direct disciples of Thakur sought her advice in all the mud matters and implicitly followed her instructions. She was Sangha Janani in every sense of the word. The direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna realized that Thakur was guiding them through Holy Mother Sarada Devi. And there are a couple of incidents that are recorded that show that she was responsible for the start of the Math and the ideals of the Math. When she was in Bodh Gaya, she saw a monastery where the members lived with all their basic needs provided for. She felt that in India, there was no shortage of wandering monks who rely on the society for a few morsels of food and take shelter wherever. She did not want her children to spend their life in that manner. She prayed to Thakur that those who left their hearth and home in the name of Sri Ramakrishna should live together with their basic needs taken care of. The teachings of Thakur must remain their main focus in life. These like-minded monks should be able to feel the presence of Thakur and fulfill his mission. They are to provide solace to those who are suffering based on Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. To quote, "That is the purpose of your advent, isn't it?" she asked Thakur. She perfectly understood the purpose and mission of Sri Ramakrishna's advent in its true essence. By living a spiritually charged life, the monks are to serve the suffering masses as living gods. In order to do this, the monks needed a permanent place where they could harmonize these ideals in the company and support of their brother monks. Slowly, her prayers came to bear fruit, and land was purchased, and the mutt was established under the leadership of Swami Vivekananda. Even regarding the location, Mother had a vision. She saw Sri Ramakrishna on the banks of Ganges, living happily in a cottage where the mutt now stands. Two incidents illustrate how apt the title of Sangha Janani is for Sri Sarada Devi. One incident involves the sale of the Devi mutt land. Soon after the property was purchased and construction began, there was an outbreak of plague. Swamiji wanted to organize the relief work, but there was no money. He was ready to sell the property to finance the relief work. No one was able to object to this proposal. When the Holy Mother was asked, she did not give her consent. She explained to Swamiji that the monk belonged to the master and he could not sell it. The monks of future generations cannot lead an austere life like the direct disciples. She said the monk is for them. She raised the question if the purpose of the monk was finished with only one relief project. She said the infinite ideas of the Master will spread all over the world in the future. His mission will continue through the ages. How prophetic was her vision, and how profound her faith in the Master's mission. The plans to sell were abandoned. They soon found the necessary resources to accomplish the work, and hundreds of monks had been trained at Vidur since that time, with the Matan mission growing by leaps and bounds. A second incident involved the British governor of Bengal, Lord Carmichael. He claimed that the Ramakrishna mission was countering revolutionaries under the pretext of charitable works. They surmised the monks were behind the freedom movement. This concerned many of the well-wishers of the mission, and they wanted to remove the monks with any connection to the political movement. When Sri Sarada Devi heard this, she firmly stated that those who have taken the monastic vows and surrendered to the master will stay in the monastery. To break the monastic rules under political pressure would be adharma. She advised Swami Sharadanaji to discuss the issue with the governor. After the meeting, the governor sent a written apology and withdrew his statements. This was a tremendous victory for the mission and shows mother's courage and wisdom in dealing with practical matters. She was not afraid to take a stand against such a powerful adversity. There are many other occasions when mother took a stand and the disciples, including Swami Vivekananda, accepted her decisions. Swamiji left for the Parliament of World Religions only after the mother gave him permission. Mother initiated many people, including some Westerners, and gave them spiritual guidance. She knew at what stage of development each aspirant was and gave instructions accordingly. She showed through her own sadhana and faith that one can attain liberation through surrender to the Master. She opened the spiritual door to many people and exposed them to Ramakrishna movement. Many of her disciples loved her, not only as a loving mother, but also as the very embodiment of spirituality, as the mother of the universe. Many of them went on to become great monks of the order, both in the East and the West. She carefully negotiated with the Master's family and her own, and made arrangements for building and maintaining temples at Kamarpukur and Jairambati. It was the Holy Mother who first realized the need for the direct disciples to organize themselves into a body in order to disseminate the Master's message. She is the mother who gave birth to this great movement, both in its spiritual aspect and service aspect, firmly linked forever with Sri Ramakrishna's name. Holy Mother is probably one of the few women saved to practically head a major organization. She continues to shower her grace on the order and thousands of monks who dedicated their lives to service. May her grace be on all of us today. Devi.
Thank you so much, and what a wonderful, just recalling how much that mother is the foundation to every aspect of the Ramakrishna order. It's really, really wonderful. So this brings us to the conclusion of the symposium on Ma. If you can please kindly give a round of applause to all of our wonderful speakers. So please also make sure you've received a flower for the Pushpanjali. We'll be doing Aarti and Pushpanjali next. And so as we wrap up the symposium, may we continue to reflect together and remember all the divine qualities of Holy Mother and to grow in our love together for her. Jai Ma.
So, they have covered the whole life of Sarada. So thank you very much. Right from the childhood up to the Sangha Guru. And we should clap for our great MC. She prepared so wonderfully. Now, our Arati, at the time of Arati, we'll be chanting Ma Sarada Muni's that stotra you are already having. Sarada Nam Sankirtan. So when the Arati will continue, we will go on chanting that. Sarada Nam Sankirtan. So let us start chanting. Tvam me Brahma Sanatani Sarada Ishwari Subhadeva Tvam me Brahma Sanatani Brahma Sanatani Sarada Ishwari Shubhade Ma. Chinmaya Rupa Vilasini Ma. Varirankara Sukha Vardhini Ma. Jnanananda Pravarshini Ma. Divya Rasamrita Varshini Ma. Mooladhara Nivasini Ma. Sahasrara Shiva Sangini Ma. Adi Shakti Sarupini Ma. Siddhi Sukadharini Tarini Ma. Swami Brahma Sanatani Ma. Sarada Ishwari Shubhade Ma. Shubhamati Daini Shankari Ma. Durgati Durmati Nashini Ma. Mohakala Hiti Nartini Ma. Jiva Shivantara Bhartini Ma. Jagat Janani Jaladharini Ma. Jagat Janani Jaladharini Ma. Kadinda Sikha Saudharini Ma. Sita Rama Kalini Ma. Krishna Radhika Rupini Ma. Swami Brahma Sanatani Ma. Sarada Ishwari Shubhade Ma. Kamaniya Akriti Dharini Ma. Bhavsagar Bhaya Marini Ma. Shanti Sukha Chira Daini Ma. Shanti Mahaguna Varshini Ma. Kanti Vara Bhayatraini Ma. Girishanto Paribhasini Ma. Aradhanari Rupini Ma. Natana Maheshwara Sangini Ma. Swami Brahma Sanatani Ma. Sarada Ishwari Shubhade Ma. साधक मानस शोधिनी मां सर्व सुभाग्य प्रसादिनी मां भुवज मुख जनितारिणी मां एकानेक विभागिनी मां हिमगिरि नंदिनी लासिनी मां सर्व चराचर सर्विनी मां त्वं मे ब्रह्म सनातनी मां शारद ईश्वरी शुभगे मां सर्वपराभयकारिणी मां सर्वजगत्त्रय साक्षिणी मां निखिलाधीश्वरी योगिनी मां लीलाभङ्गसुकेशिनी मां चिन्मय सुन्दर रूपिणी मां परमानन्द कलङ्गिनी मां ब्रह्मकान्ति चिरधारिणी मां समस्त सुगुण भूषणी मां त्वं मे ब्रह्म सनातनी मां शारद ईश्वरी शुभगे मां सद्गति सन्मतिदायिनी मां भवतारिणी कुलेश्वरी मां त्रिपुरे सुन्दरी मोहिनी मां ब्रह्माण्डोदर धारिणी मां प्रेमानन्द प्रवर्षिणी मां सर्वचराचर पालिनी मां भुवन चतुर्दश प्रसविनी मां नाना लीला कारिणी मां त्वं मे ब्रह्म सनातनी मां शारद ईश्वरी शुभगे मां विविध विभूति विधारिणी मां ज्ञानालोक प्रदायिनी मां विश्वकील कौतुकी मां विश्वाधिष्ठित चिन्मयी मां मन्दस्मित स्मरहारिणी मां भ्रान्तिरोगविषहारिणी मां कान्तियोगसुखदायिनी वीरनरेन्द्र कहर्षिणी समाधि चिरचितिधारिणी वीर्यपरा भयकारिणी तापत्रय भयहारिणी सर्वोत्तुंग सुवासिनी प्रसन्न वरदे भैरवी त्वं मे ब्रह्म सनातनी शारदीश्वरी शुभगे 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 जय महामाई की जय भगवान श्री रामकृष्ण देव की जय महामाई की जय स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय गंगा माई की Mother is to the Ganga. Thank you for coming over here. Those who have received the flower, anyone not received yet? Then I will chant the mantra, Pushpanjali mantra, and then Pranam mantra. After that, you can come and offer it. The plate should be here. Offer it, pray with Mother. And today, a very special thing that I always bring out on that this type of occasion, Mother's Sati Puja, the relics of Divine Mother. So I will touch that to you. I'll be sitting over there. If you have taken the shower bath, then only receive it. If you have not, escape it. Some other day we can give. That is the. Okay. Now, please repeat after me. Om Vaim Hrim Isha Sachandana Pushpanjali Sarvadeva Devi Sarubinnai Sri Sarada Devi Namaha. Again. Om Vaim Hrim Isha Sachandana Pushpanjali Sarvadeva Devi Sarubinnai Sri Sarada Devi Namaha. Om Vaim Hrim Isha Sachandana Pushpanjali Sarvadeva Devi Sarubinnai Sri Sarada Devi Namaha. Now the Pranam mantra. Janani Saradam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagat Guru Pada Padme Tayo Smritva Pranamami So one of the speakers in her speech, she told, our Guru said, don't ask anything to Thakur. Rather, you can ask to Ma. That is true. You also believe that. Because you can ask anything to Mother. But the father, then he will say, you have not studied, you have not done. So many things he will say. But the mother usually don't say that. Ask Mother. Ask Mother for whatever you want. And sincerely. And that Mother's grace is always there. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Friends, now I'd like to just announce one thing. Please cooperate. Now today we were ready for a huge crowd. And Sunday, so naturally, usually people come, we ordered a huge quantity of food. Now you have to take all those things. I don't know. But I'm going to do it so much. So from next onward, when I will be sending out the flyers informing you, I will request you to acknowledge RSVP. So please acknowledge that, Swami, I am coming and with 4 or 5 members or whatever. So that gives us an idea how many people will come. And accordingly, otherwise it is your money only, you donated, we purchased, now it is wastage. The people don't understand that, so that way, please cooperate. From next onward, I will request you RSVP, just one line. I am coming, this many people, that's all. Thank you very much. Please come.